is another day's journey, and I am certainly glad about it. It is another Thursday. It is another 12:30, and it is another opportunity to come before you to give you 15 minutes of daily inspiration. You're tuned in to the New Birth Missionary Baptist Church virtual sanctuary. Wherever you are, whether you're in the Facebook campus, you're in the YouTube campus, you're on the New Birth Global app campus, our website campus, or wherever you're tuning in from, welcome. We love you, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. I am your pastor of Internet and Innovation, Kervance Ross, and under the senior leadership of Dr. Jamal Bryant, we have been coming to you on a daily basis, Monday through Friday, to give you some inspiration. So if you would, tag at least 5 people that you know, whether these are friends, family members, or even foes, and let them know that empowerment is coming their way. If you would share this to your platform, if you would text a few people, and if you would engage, we'd be much appreciated. As you know, we're in a season of talking about investing in your ideas. We're talking about wealth empowerment. We're talking about financial empowerment, and I'm coming to you focused on investing in your ideas. And I won't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into this message. If you'd go to 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 21. 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 21 in the Message Bible, and you'll find these words. So Elisha left. He took his yoke of oxen and butchered them. He made a fire with the plow and tackle, and then boiled the meat, a true farewell meal for the family. Then he left and followed Elijah, becoming his right-hand man. It says that Elijah left. He took his yoke of oxen and he butchered them. He had oxtails. He made a meal and boiled the meat after he created a fire. He did it as a farewell meal for his family. And as soon as he got through eating his meal, he left and followed Elijah and became his right-hand man. I'm talking from the subject, I'm moving on purpose. I'm moving on purpose. Type that on the screen. I'm moving on purpose. This is not an accident. I am literally moving on purpose. Many of you who may not know me realize that I go by the public moniker, the Kingmaker, and it is my job as the Kingmaker. It's my purpose. It's my duty in life to touch at least 1 billion people before I die and help them obtain their optimum level of purpose, greatness, and success. I've been able to do that in the marketplace for who you are as an entrepreneur, a business person, an executive. It's an area of the kingdom that I've been called to. It's done in ministry. The word ministry simply means to meet the needs of people. And as a pastor, as a preacher of the gospel, as a carrier of the good news, I do this in every space to help people see the kingdom. I also do it in the mainstream. The mainstream is who you are behind the scenes. When the blinds are pulled down and the doors are locked, you still have purpose. And I believe that purpose is literally everything that you do. It helps you to maximize God's glory in your life. It helps you to optimize what He's called you to do and what He's put into your hands. But because we overlook purpose so often, we're always talking about job functions. We're always talking about getting the right career, and rarely do we talk about purpose. Rarely do you hear anybody in the school world say, let me help the child identify their purpose, because if I help them identify their purpose, they're going to be catapulted to their potential. If your parent had told you, I'm going to help you identify the purpose that God has given you, how many student loans would you have avoided? How many bad relationships would you have gotten out of? How many individuals would you have never let jump in your car and take a hitchhiked ride on your dime to a place that they were never designed to be? You would have gotten out of a lot of bad friendships. You would have disconnected from a lot of unnecessary people. You would have moved a lot further if only You had targeted your purpose. I remember hearing Jay-Z say one day, I didn't know that rap was my purpose. It was something that I overlooked because it was so simple. It was so easy to me that I thought it had to be a little bit more complicated. And I want to testify. I want to encourage. I want to challenge those of you who are overlooking what God has put right in your hand to invest in. It's that thing that frustrates you. You see it and you hate to see it happening in society. But what God has given you in your hand resolves the issue that's out there in society, and you've got to see it. You've got to believe it, that your purpose is unique to you. Your purpose is designed for you. Your purpose is specific to you and never general. And if you can start investing in the idea that your purpose is worth it, everything in your life will change. Somebody type on the screen, my purpose is worth it. I'm going to invest in that idea. I'm not going to put that idea to the side. Come here, Noah. I invested in the idea that I was going to be a life changer. I'm going to be a culture shifter. I know people have never seen rain before. I know that people didn't realize that rain would come from the clouds. And I know for 120 years, I've got to preach a message that seems stupid to people who don't understand. I know that there are moments in your life that you're preaching messages in your purpose that are stupid to people that don't understand. But let me help you understand that when God calls you to it, he'll definitely see you through it. He'll bring the people that your voice has been designed to impact, the people that your voice has been designed to change, the people that your life has been designed to upgrade. He's going to give it to you, and you've just got to invest in your purpose. I want to ask you, what's the worst thing that could do if you invest in your purpose? If you take a risk on you, if you take a risk on that unique thing that if you don't get it done, it won't get done. What is the worst thing that could happen? Let me give you a few things that will help you identify how to invest in your purpose. You might want to get a pen and write this down. Number one, ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen? What's the worst thing that could happen? The worst thing that can happen when you start to invest in your purpose is that you might face some criticism or some doubt. Say it again. The worst thing that could happen is that you might face some criticism and some doubt. That's it. I don't want to go any deeper than that. In fact, you might face constructive feedback that actually leads you to refine your customized purpose. Did you hear me? You may receive some feedback from haters. You may receive some feedback from good people. You may get some feedback from well-wishers that will help you refine your purpose. But the worst thing that could happen is that you are criticized or doubted. Let me help you understand, if that's the worst thing that could happen, the best thing that could happen is that you are called and that you are developed. Say it again. Instead of looking at the worst thing, you're going to receive some criticism and some doubt. Let's look at the best thing. You'll be called and you'll be developed. People will call your name because they know what you have to offer is only coming from you. They will develop you. They will give you all the tools, the accoutrements, and all of the supplements to make you successful at your optimum level. But if you're going to let fear and doubt, criticisms and critiques make you stay away from investing in the idea of your purpose, you might as well go home and pack up your bags and move to another country. Because what you want to help yourself understand is that folks are going to criticize me if I do nothing. Folks are going to doubt me if I stay in this no good job. Folks are going to criticize me if I stay in this apartment. Folks are going to doubt me if I never step out on my dreams. But I know I got 2 or 3 witnesses here that can testify. If that's the worst thing that's going to happen, I'm going with Jesus all the way. I'm standing on my purpose. I'm standing on my call. I'm investing in it because that's the worst thing that could happen. Another thing that happens when you take a risk on investing in your idea of the purpose that you've been called to is worth it, is that rewards matter more than risks. Rewards matter more than risk. On the other hand, what if your idea is the one that gets you chosen? Did you hear what I said? What if your idea that your purpose is worth it gets you chosen? The great reward for taking that risk is the fact that you weren't afraid. Remember, we talked about risk last week. You took the risk and bet on your purpose. And if the reward is worth it, and the risk now gives you a reward, what are you waiting on? And some of us don't realize that we are getting ready to be rewarded if we just take the risk on investing in our purpose. You do realize if there's low risk, there's low reward. If there's high risk, there's high reward. But get this, if there's no risk, no reward. And I want you to realize that risking yourself on what God has already placed in purpose for you to be able to see that's worth it, you will not lose. You can go with God and watch God go with you. You can walk with God and watch God walk with you. You can talk with God and watch God talk with you. You can build for God and God will build for you. The risk is going to turn out and give you a reward. And I want you to invest in the idea of your purpose. The third thing is the risk-taking takes practice. The risk-taking on your purpose takes practice, because like everything else that you want to be good at, risk-taking takes practice. You got to put your ideas out there and over there and through there, and eventually it feels like a regular activity. You are okay jumping out there on your own. You don't care if you have to go all by yourself when you know it's your purpose, when you know it's what you've been called to, when you know it's what you've been designed to do. If nobody believes, if mama don't believe, if your bunny don't believe, if your sister don't believe, if your uncle don't believe, when you know you are taking a risk and investing in the idea of your purpose being worth it, it does not matter. And now risk-taking becomes a chance. You start to realize that I put everything in this thing. I know what God called me to do. I'm working on it. I'm cultivating it. I'm expanding it. I'm deepening it. I'm growing it. And God is going to never slack on his promise. He is not going to leave me out here all by myself, because if I invest in the idea that my purpose is worth it, watch God turn it around. And this is where I was walking through Wall Street of the Bible and ran into this risk taker named Elisha. He was now taking a risk of investing in himself. He realized that his purpose was worth it. In 2 Kings, or in 1 Kings chapter 19, he sees himself with an opportunity that he can't miss. Elijah the prophet is in town and says, I've been called to call you out of what you're afraid of. Your purpose is not going to happen here. Your purpose will not be fulfilled where you are. You need to get up and follow me. And Elisha realizes it, that he knows that his purpose is greater than his current location. And I want to stop and challenge you, because there are 50 of you watching me who know your purpose is going to take you beyond your current place. And because it is taking you beyond your current place, and you're comfortable with family and familiarity, you are now in prison. Your purpose is taking you to another place, and because you're afraid of the place that is getting ready to take you to, you become imprisoned. Let me help you understand. Your purpose is going to take you places that your comfort will never be able to house you within. And you've got to be comfortable knowing that I'm going to get uncomfortable following God. I'm going to get uncomfortable being in this place called purpose, because you realize that comfort is the enemy to success. And as a reality, when I get uncomfortable and operate in my purpose, God will propel me to places that nobody can pin me up in. I'm going to say that again. When I get uncomfortable with my purpose and realize that this is what God has called me to, my purpose will propel me to places that people could never pin me in from. And this is that opportunity for you to realize, I'm going to invest in my purpose. And as I invest in my purpose, much like Elisha, he said, I got to cook a final meal. I'm going to go home and make these oxtails. I'm going to have this jerk chicken. I'm going to have this curry rice, and I'm going to have a final meal with my family. Why? Because I got to say goodbye to them. I have to get rid of people who don't realize that my purpose is going to go beyond them. Even if it's mama, I'm going to have my final meal and tell her, I got to go. I love you, but I can't stay here. I got to find myself connected to like-minded people. And let me help you understand that your purpose has a partner. I'm going to say that again. Your purpose has a partner, and sometimes your partner is not going to be family and friends. It's not going to be your skin folks. It's not going to be your kin folks. It's going to be partners that have already gone where you're headed and are going to be comfortable cultivating your purpose for where you're getting ready to be propelled to. And I want to encourage you that you've got to have a final meal. Some of you are going to have a final meal with a relationship. You're going to have a final meal with a certain circumstance. You're going to have a final meal with a certain situation. You've got to make it up in your mind that I'm getting ready to follow my purpose, and I'm following it all the way. And as I get ready to wrap this piece up, you hear him saying at the latter part of chapter 21, then he left and followed Elijah. He found his purpose partner. He said, I became his right-hand man. What is this saying? He said in no uncertain terms, I'm moving on purpose. You missed it. I saw it coming. I didn't want you to think I forgot the title. I'm moving on purpose. I am moving away from what is temporary, and I'm moving on with my purpose. I'm moving on. I'm getting connected to people who are going to propel me. I'm getting ready to be the right hand and right hand woman, right hand man of the person who God has designed to partner with my purpose. And I'm excited for the reality that I'm investing in the idea that my purpose is worth it, and I'm moving on purpose. I'm not doing this by accident. I'm not doing this by happenstance. My move is purposeful. And if you would just testify on the screen, I'm moving on purpose. I'm not wasting any more time. I'm not staying here another day. I'm not going to be held up another moment. You know why? Because I've invested in the idea that my purpose is worth it, and I'm moving on purpose. I'm excited because when I start talking about purpose, I get excited because I know once you find it, once you tap into it, what God will do. And just because he's done it for me, I started to realize that it is no secret what God can do. The same thing he's done for me, the same thing he's done for others, he can do for you. And you are going to invest in the idea that your purpose is worth it. You're going to move on purpose. I'm out of my time. Thank you so much for yours. If this message has impacted you, let me challenge you to sow a seed of purpose. Right now, I want you to sow a $50 seed. The prompts are on the screen. A purposeful $50 that says, I am putting my money in my risk of my purpose being worth it, and I'm going to move. I'm not staying here any longer, preacher. I'm investing in what God has called me to. You're going to invest right now. Sow that seed, become a partner, and invest $50 right now in the kingdom of God. And more importantly, I don't want your purpose to be without a partner. So I want to offer Jesus Christ to you. Christ is still the answer for the world today. We are waiting on you. If you just click joinnewbirth.org, joinnewbirth.org. We are waiting on you. We want you to be a part of our family. Christ has need of you, and we want you to be here at New Birth. And finally, if you need prayer, our intercessors, our prayer warriors are waiting on you right now. Email us at prayer@newbirth.org. I'm so excited about this series. I'm so excited about your wealth development. I'm so excited about the millionaires and the billionaires that are being birthed in this moment. Keep sharing, keep tagging, keep texting, and let you know that I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Don't go anywhere. We got some more announcements for you. We love you. Have a drama-free, virus-free remainder of the week, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.
New Birth, you know what time it is. It's time for your video announcements. New Birth and the EICC presents The Launching Pad, positioning your ideas, dreams, and business to take off. On Saturday, April 24th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Noted speakers for this dynamic encounter are our very own Dr. Bryant, Dr. Rick Wade, Senior Vice President of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, as well as Pinky Cole, the founder and CEO of the amazing Slutty Vegan brand and franchise. Please visit Eventbrite and search for The Launching Pad. There are only a few seats left. Register today. Calling all students. We have great news. The deadline to apply for the 2021 New Birth Scholarship has been extended to May 1st. Please visit wearenewbirth.org to apply today. Tune into our weekly Sunday service as Dr. Bryant brings insight to building wealth and establishing a legacy for your family. These messages will leave a lasting impact on your family and future generations. Join us online Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. for Trillionaire Thursday. Dr. Bryant has invited some of the greatest financial minds in the industry to bring insight to financial literacy, building wealth, investing, and so much more. Our King's Table provides free groceries every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Just pull up and pop your trunk. You can also get a COVID test from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Our eye-catching Resurrection t-shirts are available now in our Call to Conquer bookstore. Also stop by to purchase our April Book of the Month, Rework by Jason Fried. Our bookstore is open Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Or visit us online at calltoconquer.com. And that's going to do it for your video announcements.